just say word.
Yeah, I think, yeah, people, in America, they take, they take blues and jazz music gets taken. Oh, did I just say jazz music?
Yeah.
What'd you just do?
My water bottle fell over.
Did it fall over on something?
Yeah,
Is
just
there
the
water
keys.
draining on
No,
it?
no, it's a sealed bottle.
Okay.
They'll clean the keys if it fell off.
That would change the tone.
I think blues in America has, it's been well, for one thing, it's been kind of watered down to where it's, it doesn't mean what it used to. And but I think over in Europe, there's a lot of people who appreciate the original art form of the blues, and that's why it's a little more desired over there, where it's kind of forgotten here in many ways. Would you say that's about right?
Yeah, and I think also it's to a large extent over here, and even in Europe too, it's morphed into something that's almost, not really recognizable to me, as blues. I wouldn't call, I would hear it and I don't even know what kind of music it is, but some people would say it's just keeping up with the times, but that's not what I would say. I think they just missed the whole beauty of it and just put some 70s rock on top of, the 145 changes and or not even that, but if you listen to sometimes like blues, so-called blues shows on the radio and stuff, I don't recognize it as blues. Do you?
No.
Before you ask me the questions, I'm gonna run. All right.
You go. Where are you gonna run to?
My wife.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna take her to
Hey,
dinner.
That's an excuse.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thanks.
Bill. Look, man. Let me just talk to you for a second.
Okay. All right.
Every of these guys.
Well, I did want to know what attracted you guys to the group. I mean, I know Kid came in to replace Charlie.
Well, they came in to replace other guys that.
But, I mean, had you heard of the band before? I mean, were you fans of the band before? I mean,
I'd never heard of it before. But I joined this band in 2003 as a bass player, and the drummer at the time, I had played in other bands with him, and so he recommended me, and I auditioned, and the rest is history. I've been in the band since then, so it's a great band.
And when I started to check into blues, this is one of the first band that pops up, and I've been listening to this band since I was a kid. Yeah, young kid.
And look at you now.
Getting older and uglier.
so this is more of a fun question just because it's everywhere. But shows like American Idol and Voice, what do you guys think of that kind of craziness? Do you think that a blues person could succeed on something like that?
My wife was on American Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a semifinalist in 2004. That's when I found out she could sing.
That's very handy.
So but they weren't married at the time.
No, we weren't married at the time.
They were
Yeah.
just going steady.
No, we weren't.
I know.
I knew her. I did know
Oh,
her.
you did know her? You already
Yeah,
knew
I knew her. Her
okay.
friend, I'd met her, and I already liked her. So, but it took me about like 8 years to make a move of any kind. But her friend, I really did. I liked her a lot. Her friend Eve told me, who introduced us. She says, "Oh yeah, Lisa sings. She's a really good singer." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, great." And then she goes, and then she says, "You should check her out. She's going to be on American Idol." And I was like, "Good for you." 'Cause I've seen American Idol, and from what I actually watched it because they had so many terrible singers that was amusing to me, So I just go, great, she sings, and then I actually watched it. That was the first time I heard her sing, and I felt really stupid actually because she was damn good. She sang a Shaka Khan tune and she killed it, and yeah, so that's kind of my personal experience with the show, And people even watch shows like that anymore?
I think they do, man. They got new ones now. I think they got new ones, and they had one. I can't remember. I think it was The Voice. Rudy Parrish. You know that guy?
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
on there, man. He's a nice fella, good guitar player too. So there's
And Life. Like, what's that guy? He was on the Blues Cruise.
who?
Life Al Assad or whatever his name is.
Oh, he was on there. What'd he do on there?
Kind of hairy dude.
I don't remember him, man.
I don't know, his name was Life.
Yeah.
I told him he should do Worried Life Blues.
That's life.
He was on X. I knew a guy.
X Factor?
No, my friend Hans in Norway. He won the show X Factor in Norway.
Yeah.
And then he came here and made a record. So I'm in full support.
That was the Norwegian X Factor, though, not to be
Right.
confused with the Lithuanian X Factor. But we're anyway. We have the thing about this band that's really kind of given us longevity, and I think it also translates onto the bandstand is, we have fun, period. We like each other and we have fun, and I think that shows through. We get along, which is not as common as you might think. So, yeah, it really makes a difference. It's when sometimes you'll see a band and everybody's really competent and excellent in their role, but you can tell they're just up there, punching a clock, So
So who's the crazy one?
who's the crazy one?
Yeah. I mean, you said you guys have fun. Who's the crazy one?
Yeah, I think it rotates, I think we all get our little turn. Lorenzo,
It'd be easier to ask who's the sane one.
okay, that would be better. You want to know who the sane one is?
Okay.
Lorenzo most of the time. Alex too. Alex had a job in Norway he was the vice president of conflict resolution at a college there. Yeah, right? Yeah.
Sound like a bouncer?
He was also a wrestling champion. So, yeah, if he needs to be a bouncer, he could do that. But Lorenzo is the band's personal Prince of Peace. So he actually, every once in a while he'll it's really fun when he gets a little verbally he gets a little emotional and goes off. It's great, man. You like it too, don't you like it? What about who's laughing now? You didn't like that?
I don't know if I should tell that story.
We won't tell it, but still, Lorenzo's great. He's the great leveler. He just, without saying anything, he just keeps everything smooth. Because on the road, when you're on the road with people and you're traveling, and you're out there, sometimes, man, 5-6 weeks or something, and you just every day together and every night together, there's some real skills that you have to learn in order to make that be mellow and fun and all that. So avoid, where you can, avoid any suicides, murders, stuff like that.
That's always good to avoid.
Yeah.
So I know you guys wrote most of your own songs for Groovin' recently.
Hmm.
So, I mean, does somebody come in and have the lyrics? Somebody come in and have the tunes? Do y'all just kind of just jam together like you did earlier? What happens? How do we get to the final product?
Well, sometimes, like, there's one song on there that Kid had the idea for the theme of the song, the lyric and the theme of the lyric, and he just had this idea, and it seemed, and then it just almost wrote itself because it was just obvious, and I wrote the rest of the lyrics, But
For me, it really wrote itself because I just made Rick write it. And then, but usually, well, Rick is the main songwriter, lyricist, in the group, and he will usually come in, with a song, and he'll have an idea of how he wants it to go, and then we just start jamming.
Yeah, like I'll write usually on the guitar or sometimes even on the harmonica, but if I write on the guitar, it's real primitive, It's real primitive, and so it'll just give. But sometimes maybe that would trigger something in Kids or Lorenzo's
Brain.
brain. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Brain, and then they'll make it more sophisticated or more palatable to a normal human being's ears. So, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
And then Kid wrote a instrumental on this one. That's a tribute to Lonnie Mack. Lorenzo has an instrumental on this one. That's
tribute to Lonnie
maybe
McDuff.
Dr. Lonnie Liston McDuff. But he has an instrumental on here, and Alex is playing drums on the whole record.
That's right. So other people then inspire you for your songs. That's where they come from. They're people come in. It's like, oh, I was thinking about
Yes,
over there,
all
I was
kinds
thinking
of
about
things.
this
Yeah, things that you mean like for the theme, the story kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually other people, or it could be current events, or it could be another song. Don't tell nobody. But the trick is don't make it sound like that. It's just something triggers an idea and take it from there. But it could be anything. Sometimes with me, like I said, I'll come up with some little figure on the guitar, and it just makes that little figure will make me think of syllables. A certain a line, and then I'll mess around with these syllables, and a line will happen. So there's just or I'll get a word, yeah, like a line that seems to flow rhythmically, a lyric line that seems to flow rhythmically. So I'll try to find something that goes with that, something that fits. So it can happen all kinds of ways.
So this is to everybody. So I want you to pick a legend, somebody you haven't worked with, and who would that person be? If you could bring them to Greaseland right now, work with them right now, individually.
Do they have to be alive?
Yeah, that's
no,
the
they
thing.
do not have to be alive.
Oh,
Ray
no.
Charles.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, man. Who would you like to work with?
Billy Preston.
Billy Preston?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you do?
Watch him play.
Yeah. So Ray Charles, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Man, there's so many, so many people I'd like to have. We did a thing, Kid and I did a thing where we produced this guy, Wee Willie Walker, and it's just a great record, and he's just a fantastic singer. Really probably the more. I mean, like there's a certain level of singing where it's just a matter of different styles, but but it doesn't get any better than that, and that's how he is. He's just that good. He's a true, not just a guy with a good voice, but he's an artist with his voice, and we got to produce a record on him. And man, there's so many dead people that I would love to do that with, man. I would love to produce Little Walter. I'd love to produce Sonny Boy Williamson, one or two, or both, at the same time, or Wilson Pickett, man. If I could get Wilson Pickett in here, man, we'd come up with some good stuff. What, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or so many people, man. James Carr. What if we get James Carr in here? So
You're getting really excited about
yeah,
this.
about all this
They're
stuff
not
that
actually offering to
couldn't.
bring back that people.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a real
Yeah.
offer.
Or yeah, what if you could get George Jones in here, man? Anyway,
Chris, who do you have on your list?
Well, of pretty much what Rick said. I'd like to have Percy Mayfield in here. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Percy Mayfield, but he's dead.
Yeah.
So tonight we have Rick Estrin, and he's pretty close sometimes. And but of living people, man, there's a lot of
There's a lot of good
ones out there. There's some old legends that haven't done anything in a while. Like I'd love to do something with like Eddie Floyd, and there's a few guys still around. But stuff like we did with Wheeler Walker, that was, I mean, really, actually, I can't think of anybody alive right now that I think is better than Willie.
There isn't anybody.
So, but generally, I try to keep it as a policy to work only with the living.
It can be a little difficult to work with the dead, I've heard, but
A lot of times they're just not that cooperative.
and they want a bigger cut for some reason. I don't understand. And so one last just fun question. Gotta ask you about your style. Come on, this is pretty hep.
My style?
Yeah, this look. I mean,
Oh.
your sound is unique, but
Oh,
this
the
look.
way I
mean,
look?
this is Cab
Well,
Calloway,
we were
Rat
gonna
Pack.
take-
Start with the ears.
We were we were taking pictures today, so that's why I got dressed up, But the way I dress on the bandstand and stuff like that, it's pretty much like this, and I came up in a time and in a scene where you had to dress, you had to look a certain way, and I came up.
It was like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, it wasn't like that. I missed out on the just bust out your sock. You want to make sure you got a clean gym sock, but no, I came up like as a teenager. I started going out to ghetto bars and sitting in, and then I hooked up with a guy named Roger Collins who had a hit record back then called "She's Looking Good," and it was a regional hit. And then it was he wrote it, but it was later, a couple years later, it was a national hit by Wilson Pickett. But so he took me under his wing and really helped me and just gave me that.
Schooling.
Yeah, he took me to school, taught me about show business, taught me about songwriting, and about entertainment, and I just come from that school where you get clean when you're going to, you're not supposed to look like the audience. They didn't come out to see somebody that looks like them. Now I think it's different. I think it is different. to a certain extent. I think a lot of times they want to see somebody that looks just like them because they can identify with it or something. But that's not going to happen with me.
So you're playing for Two-Tone Style?
All right. Well, thank you for gentlemen for staying. And I know it's hot in here, so I'm gonna let you.
Staying, I live here.
Hey, you
Well,
know,
yeah, you live here.
speaking of hot,
He
spe-
lives here too.
speaking of hot in here, that's a title off our new CD. So it's called "Groovin' in Greaseland," and you can pick it up
And where can you
wherever.
get that?
Pardon me.
Where can you get that at?
Wherever superior music is sold.
Why don't you string that together into one statement? You can hear our music.
You can hear our music.
Anywhere quality music is sold.
Hey, all right. Hey, pick up our latest CD, please. Groovin' at Greaseland. Right? No, let me
Yeah.
try one more time. Pick up our latest CD, please. Groovin' at Greaseland. Groovin' in. Okay, see, I keep messing it up.
This will be the
All
commercial
right.
right
Hey, please, whatever you do in life, pick up our latest CD, Groovin' in Greaseland. Groovin' in Greaseland on Alligator Records, and it is available wherever fine, superior music is sold. So that's like Amazon, anywhere else, Charlie Lang, anywhere you want to look, right? Where else?
Even if you can find a music store, they probably will have it.
Yeah, if you can find a music store, good luck. You know, they'll have it. And also iTunes, you know, Apple Music, what, you know.
And at our gigs.
Yeah, especially at our gigs, we'll have them available there. So I'm sorry, I intended to string that, just condense that all into one sentence, but
It's kind of like one sentence.
didn't. I've never been real good at following instructions. Hence, have been a career harmonica player.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Perfect. All right.
Make your voice. You guys should get some of them little mic packs, man.
Little alligator clips
that you put
on.
Yeah. Maybe Bruce can give them a deal.